Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Some Nerdy Stuff. I'm your host, Jared.
My name's Alan.
And this one is the I guess we gotta definitely organize these better. It's the music pod category, I guess. This is our some nerdy stuff on the music we like.
We're podcast number 18.
Number 18, yes. Yes,
sir. Let's go.
So in terms of music,
Yeah.
we had a lot of good music coming out the last few weeks since we've been gone.
True.
Last week talked was, Take My Breath Away by our boy, The Weeknd.
Take my breath away.
Still bumping that. But, actually, I can't lie, I actually haven't been bumping that as much, because I've been more focused on the next three topics we're going to talk about today.
I mean, I bumped it. I mean, we bumped it a lot when it first came out. And then
I'm just saying, but in terms of what's been out now, it's like, I haven't had time, because I'm still listening
to all the new stuff.
These other shits. So,
actually, there's a couple albums we gotta talk about. Actually, did we talk about Nas's King Disease too?
Yeah, we did.
What about
the last pod we talked about everything up to Take My Breath. Like we talked about that last. I know because all my music that I have added that we talk about, I keep in order.
Yeah.
So everything after that is what we're gonna basically the three main albums that we're already gonna talk about.
Or The House Is Burning by Is There a Shot? Did you listen to it yet?
No.
No, it's pretty good. It is really good.
We talked about it last time.
Yeah.
I told you I'd check it out, but I have not had the chance.
It'd be like that, though.
Yeah, because, again, I think we have only really three important things to talk about today. Let's be honest. I guess four in a way. So, timeline order, I guess, we had Belly. See you next Wednesday. Probably one of my favorite albums of the year. Like, just hands down.
I concur. Actually, that and the single came out the same day. Family Ties, yeah. They came out the same day.
Yeah, I'm saying just time. I'm talking about timeline order of what we talked about. We were not talking about Family Ties when it dropped immediately.
That's facts. Okay, I know I told you. Actually, when I actually listened to both of them, I remember I texted you about both of them at the same time. Remember, I sent you a double text. I said.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. I already
knew
about Kendrick's verse coming out.
Yeah.
Like I already was expecting that to come out. What I didn't expect was you hitting me up about Belly first. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Timeline order, we're starting with Belly. So, Belly's album drops, and it is, again, it's probably my favorite album of the year. Like, well, not my favorite album of the year, but one of my, it's probably in my top five right now.
It's in the top five, yeah.
It's in my top five for right now, for sure. He really brought it this time.
It was weird for me, because, like, I'm not really a Belly fan like that. But then when I heard that album, I was like, God damn, this shit is fire. From beginning to end, there was no skips on that album. Like, it was so heat. And I texted Jared about, Jared, go check out Belly's album. He was like, excuse me?
I knew my boy was dropping. I was ready to check it out. But you yelling at me to check this out first. So I was like, okay, let's get this going. And yeah, again, me being a fan of Belly, like, I already love this music, but I just love this music on some shit just like, it's like to me it's like oh, like I think this is good, but I can understand why other people might not like this. But now I look at this album and I'm like, nah, like Tyler's album. It's like it doesn't matter what kind of a fan you are. This album is just a great album. Period. Belly killed it. The fact that he got him, The Weeknd, and Nas on a track is just fucking insane to me.
I know, that's just crazy. When he came out with that single, right? I think right before, the day before it dropped, the album.
Yeah.
With the video, and I heard it, I was like, oh, okay, I'll go. Because I liked Better Believe. I was like, all right, maybe I like Belly's stuff, whatever. Like, I wasn't really thinking too much on it. And then when I heard that song, Die For It, I was like, damn, this album about to be crazy. That's why I wanted to go listen to the album in the first place. So I was like, this shit is crazy. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna give him a shot. And it turned out being one of my favorite albums of the year. I'm just saying.
He brought that shit.
He was at my job the day after.
Which is dope. We got to serve him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, Belly's album is, obviously we have a lot to get into with the other shit, so I guess to just kind of keep this simple, give him his flowers. You know what I mean? Like, and if you know the album, if you listen, you get that. Like,
if you ever heard Belly's album, just definitely give it a listen. It's fire.
Yeah,
it's hard, bro.
It's probably one of the hardest albums of the year. It's very emotional, it's deep, but again, he also brings the bars. There also is the bops. Nas, great great verse. Yeah, so I highly recommend it. Again, right now it's in my top 5. We'll see where it's at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. We'll have an end of the year.
Yeah.
Ranking.
Yeah. Okay. So Family Ties, also the same day it comes out, and so again, cause
you were at work when it all came out.
Yeah.
Midnight or something like that.
Yeah. I was really when I was going on my break, I was gonna just go straight to the Kendrick verse first, but then I went to Belly because of how you hyped it up. So I was like, okay, but I originally was gonna go to because again, like, it's Kendrick, and we haven't heard from him in.
Actually, I didn't know he was dropping that. I found out through I think social media or some shit like that.
Well, that's how I found out. But before, because I follow this one page that does a what's releasing tonight shit, and they had a Baby Keem and Kendrick shit on it. So
that's what I followed that. It was a rap page. I think it was the same
so
thing.
I was just okay, all right, bet I gotta check that out. Mm-hmm. So. Okay, Kendrick comes out and basically decides to fucking beat the shit out of everybody, the rap game for no reason.
Whoa, back up. Before you talk about Kendrick's verse, Baby Keem fucking came through. I never even really heard of it. I heard him before, but never, heard of his shit before. Nigga came through. I was like, who the fuck is this nigga?
So I had already heard of him from the song Do Rag Activity with Travis, which, obviously, I'm a big Travis fan, so I was like, okay, I gotta hear Travis's verse. Was a big fan of it, but then also was impressed with King because I was like, okay, this dude's got I was like, because Do Rag Activity, he doesn't really go crazy like that, but he does in the sense of he has he very much establishes his own sense of style and uniqueness where you're like, okay, I like what this kid's doing, and I like what this kid's doing. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, he has a uniqueness to him. Was there something on the screen? You just bugged us.
I was reading. I was reading stuff.
And then the way, so with the song Do Rag Activity, I was like, okay, this guy's got a uniqueness about him, I like it. And then when I heard Family Ties, I was like, okay, he also knows how to make a bop. I was like, bet. And the fact that I found out he was, Kendrick's cousin, I was like, okay, well then, you know what it was? It was, his unique vibe, once you then find out that he's actually related to Kendrick, and then you see, the picture of them, when they're younger in that picture, you're just like...
The rest of the family.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, yeah. So, as he's going crazy, it's I'm impressed, but I'm also on this level of, but yeah, if you're his cousin, then this just makes so much sense. So now it's I would then immediately went to, I just want to hear your full project now. Mm-hmm. I just want to hear the whole album.
Yeah.
Compared to now, though, now I'm not, again, I was impressed with him, but I was just really focused on Kendrick. And not to disregard him, it's just because I want to big him up on something else later on that we're going to get to. But for Kendrick, it was just bro, that nigga came out and just beat the shit out of the whole rap game and just walked away.
He was not fucking around,
he sent warning shots, nigga. He sent the warning shots right at everybody's tippy toes. Okay, somebody make a fucking move.
Somebody do something, I dare you.
Word. You can't outdo me.
Word.
And smoking at your top 5.
Smoking at your top 5. Yeah, that's just hard, bro.
Whoever you want to put in there.
Smoking at your top 5. Yeah, tonight.
Yeah.
I'm smoking at what's his name? It's just so hard.
Top 5. Alright, don't play that though. Don't play it because we don't want to.
Copyright, you right. Technically, we can't get copyrighted if we're not making money off it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to argue with anybody over nothing. You got that?
Understandable.
Yeah, I'm just not trying to risk shit.
Nah, I feel you.
Tonight, smoking on that top 5. Tonight, bitch. Tonight.
But yeah,
so hard, bro.
It's a great song. Definitely fucking with it. It's probably the one I'm bopping the most right now, just because again that beat.
I am the Omega. That shit's hard, bro.
I'm the Omega. Yeah,
that's so hard, bro. He literally snapped for no reason. He came through niggas forgot who I am.
Word. Say less. I would say so. Now we got to get to Donda.
Donda.
I'm on the, obviously with this album for everybody, it's been either this is whack or
album
the
leader.
the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Facts.
And I guess I'm leaning on the side of it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm not really going to be here to explain myself about it. That's just my opinion on it. It is what it is. Like,
well, I'm going to explain myself about it, okay? Donda is fire, okay? Let me make that clear, all right? So I was one of those niggas, I told you before. When I first heard this album, I was like, it's okay. I was like, eh.
And I looked at you like you were fucking...
Yeah, like you're like, fact, yeah, you're bugging. You're like, that was the greatest masterpiece I've ever heard in my lifetime. I was like, I don't know where the fuck you got that from listening to that. But then I started listening to it again with in the car and on my actual AirPods and shit like that, and it fucking hit me. Every track was like a banger. I was like, whoa, why did I hear this the first time I listened to the album? And it's been heavy rotations to me ever since. Like that's all I've been listening to is Donda. It's fire. You know, I won't give it a perfect 10 out of 10 because I feel like there's some songs I don't think that should have been on there. I think this album itself is a little long. It's just like almost 2 hours long. But other than that, though, I would probably give it a solid 9 out of 10 for me personally. I thought the album was fantastic. Niggas are just hating.
Yeah, I put it probably closer to a 9. The other thing that takes it down from a 10 for me is the fact that, yeah, because it's so much obvious fat you can cut from it.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of like, no, but like you could literally just have both Jail and Jesus Lord be one song. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You could take off the fucking...
Honestly, all the part twos could have been just one song.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you could have took off the fucking Pop Smoke.
Yeah, which I didn't think made any sense either.
Yeah, it made no sense even being on this. It was like, there's a lot of areas you could have for sure cut this. But
like, I wouldn't mind it being like a 15, 18 track album, maybe 20 tracks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like 27 tracks and like half, like all those you could have.
Yeah.
You know.
But other than that, like, I feel like, you know, this for me is like, also it's like why I don't get why people are saying this is because like, it's like I'm wondering how are people listening to the album? Because it's like, again, I just feel like this was an album that you used to hit start and just let it play. You know, like I don't hit shuffle. You know, you hit play like in the order.
Oh, I play every time I listen to Apple, it's in order. Because that's they do that for the reason.
And that's what I don't understand, right? I don't understand why people. Cause I understand shuffle like later on once you know all the songs, but it's like the original. I feel like first listen should always be like from the beginning.
You know, I feel like people what they do is they freaking. First of all, they only listen to maybe 2 or 3 songs. I feel like they don't even listen to all the album before judging it. Then they listen to the songs that have the features that they like maybe at first, or the ones that are the most popular. And then
yeah, but here's the thing, right? I agree with that on regular albums.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing with this is, like, the fact that he didn't do that. You don't know what features was on who. And until, like, so my thing is, like, right, when it first, like, my thing is...
Which a lot of albums have done this year, actually.
Yeah.
Because off-season my thing is sort of called Make It Feel Lost.
And I understand that people, like, later on say who's what so then people know about it. And I get, like, what you're saying, like, yeah, then they'll just go click on it anyways. But I'm saying, like, the initial, like, when midnight hit and it dropped, or like that 9 a.m., right, when it dropped on Sunday, and everybody was saying, hey, it finally dropped, and everyone goes to listen to it, is...
I still don't believe it dropped.
Like, but here's the thing. When that dropped, I don't understand how you listen to that beginning, like the first half of that album. Like, the first few tracks to me slapped so hard immediately that I that's why I looked at you and everybody else crazy, like, I do not understand how you, again, like, I went to Nicole's house with Rich. And Rich and me get in the car, and we're driving, and, you know, she was about, you know, like a good minute away, so we got to at least halfway through the album, almost. When we were in the car and we first played those first few songs, like, Rich was literally looking at me like, wait, you told me people said there's a track, like, who the fuck, like, Alan's an idiot, like, he don't know, that's why he failed, like, as a musician, like, there's all this, like, talking shit, because it was like, and that's why I even looked at you so crazy, I'm like, bro, this is what you're due. I promise you, if you listen to this again, like you're definitely missing something.
And I did.
Yeah, because and especially me knowing
what
your
it was.
opinion.
The first time I listened to it was like on like wired headphones. That's wired headphones. I didn't really get the full experience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, knowing you and like your taste in music, I'm like, there's no way you can listen to this and tell me it's not the greatest things that he's done since My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like because he just put so much into it and did, like, production wise, it was just on this insane level.
Production wise, he's just a god in that aspect.
Yeah. But just just the start of doom 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 with Jail, and again, you don't know the features, so I didn't watch any of the listening parties.
Word.
That were online.
Me neither. I only watched I watched a little bit of the very first one, but that didn't have anything in it.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
And I didn't watch it at all.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what track Jay-Z was on or nothing. So then I had that hard ass fucking song, and then Jay comes in with that verse. Then you go to Off the Grid with Playboy Cardi, and then Fabio Foreign fucking, when you say snaps, again, I think he had one of the best verses of the year right now. Like, that shit. Just because of, like, again, like, not in the sense of, like, that, like, the verse was anything, he said anything that was that crazy that hadn't been said before. But for him, again, like, I feel like it's that thing of, this is what people need to realize. It's like, when a lot of artists come out, yeah, if you're going to be a new artist today, what hasn't been said before?
True.
It's not all about how unique can you do it differently and make it your own and, like, your type of shit. Again, like, comparing it to acting, it's like, it's taking on a previous role and just making it your own.
Word. It's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so...
Put your own flavor in it.
Exactly. Yeah. So to like, have him, like, have this, like, crazy-ass long verse where he's just going in talking his shit, like, about the shit he's been through. Again, like, yeah, we've all heard about, you know, seen rappers that got locked up, shit and shit like this, but the way he's just snapping is just like, again, we haven't seen that from him yet. So for him to now be on a Kanye song with this Kanye production and gets to show off to the world how crazy he can go, like when he's allowed to just fucking be free and snap like that, he fucking proves himself. So Fabio killed it. Playboy Cardi, again, I'm not a fan of him, but he killed it. Mm-hmm. And then you go from Off the Grid to fucking Hurricane after that.
Yeah, for the weekend.
How do you... Yeah. The Weekend.
We're off the
Sunday Choir. Yeah.
Shit's hard, bro.
And then Lil Baby. Like, yeah.
That was honestly, that's a duo I wish I would have gotten sooner, The Weeknd and The Baby, because I feel like that shit hits, bro. Mm-hmm.
And then you get into Praise God with Travis, and now where I wanted to praise up, which is Baby Keem, to me, really killed it.
And Jonah? Yeah.
No, Praise God.
Oh, Praise God. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I just thought I just feel like, you know what it is, because like, it's one of those things like, okay, you're on a track with Kanye and Travis. When Kanye and Travis do a song or do anything together, it's usually a banger and a slap. So, the fact that you outdid both of them on a song, yeah, like that to me is like insane.
Word.
Because it's one thing to be as impressive as at rap on a song with your cousin who's Kendrick Lamar, so it's like we kind of expect that. Compared to you, now you jumped on a song with Travis and Kanye, which is already an established duo, and you came in and fit in with them on this song, and then you outdid them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's how I
flowers to that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Baby Keem killed that shit. And I can't wait for his new fucking album.
Word.
Oh god, it looks like the cover. The cover already is just so hard. Like, it's already the hardest cover probably of the year. Like, better than both the albums we're about to continue to talk about. Now, so for me, Donda though, like I said,
cover is literally just black. It's just like a black.
Yeah. So for me, Donda is to me a W for Kanye. I, as a Kanye fan, am happy, and I have been very disappointed with a lot of his last few albums. So for me, this was a nice return to him.
Word. The return to the throne.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how everything goes with that. But other than that, let's get to the next one, which is his opponent.
Oh yeah, baby boo. It is Certified Lover Boy.
It's Certified Lover Boy season.
It is Certified Lover Boy season.
So again, to me, this is the situation. This is how I'm going to compare these two albums. A lot of people compare it their own way. This is how I'm going to compare it for myself, of my opinion of them.
Well, you're coming from a place of you're a fan of both people. Where I feel like a lot of people's criticism, they're a fan of either one or the other. For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I love them both.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like a lot of people comparing it by like saying things like, oh yeah, production wise, Kanye was better, bar wise, Drake was better. Okay, that's cool. Here's how I prefer to describe it. Kanye's album is like, I'm gonna list a few different movies, but they all are gonna have something in common when they're all going to sound very different from each other, but they all have a commonality once I explain it. So, Donda is something like a Return of the King, Arrival, 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Shining, in the sense of
that is a very odd list of movies.
In the sense of they're very well crafted films that are every single piece has a reason to the puzzle, and that puzzle or like a Christopher Nolan movie like Inception or Dark Knight shit. It's like it's made at a very high level of filmmaking that you can tell that it's like that director is a specific genius that has created a film that's just very dense. Mm-hmm. When I say dense, it just means like there's a lot of things about it. So like when you look at something like Return of the King, like the last Lord of the Rings movie, it's like this big epic war battle. It's like there's a lot going on. That's like if you're just a casual person who likes to go to the movies to just turn your brain off, they might not be the movies for you because you gotta think too much. Mm-hmm. Same thing with like something like The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's like it's very a lot of things happening and you gotta kind of interpret and figure it out. And if you don't like to think during your movie, well then, yeah, that might not be it for you. So when you're listening to Donda, it's a very much like you gotta be paying attention to, because first you gotta remember the context of it. This is about his mother. Mm-hmm. So when you look at it already being an hour and 48 minutes and you know it's dedicated to his mom and just everything that has gone on with him in the media and how we've all perceived him in different aspects and knowing that it all started once he lost, and we all basically are, I think most people in agreement, it's like once he lost his mom. And like the fact that that's what people say. The fact that people are out loud, like for the most part, always saying, "Oh, you know, once he lost his mom," he's like, so one of those like, if we're acknowledging that, then why are we not giving him like some kind of a?
It's okay, Kanye. Like
exactly,
you know like,
exactly. Rather than just like getting at him for the shit he does, which again, some shit he be doing is very much out of line. He definitely deserves to be like, hey, like, put you in your place about this. But for the most part, it's like, I'm not gonna look at this album and judge it and be like, oh, it should have. Like, bro, if this is how, again, it's like the Snyder Cut. If this is how your full vision was for it, and this is how they're allowing you to release it, well, then it is what it is. Again, everybody can make your own personal playlist. You can only add the kind of songs that you want. I don't get it. So it's like, it doesn't, in this day and age, that shit shouldn't matter anymore. It's like, oh, it was too long for me to listen to. Bro, you can literally just make your own specific playlist.
Also
now.
Facts.
So that's literally up to you. It's literally on your laziness if you just think like the whole album should just be like 7 songs that are perfect that then you again that's what you're supposed to do. Like if it's 20-something songs, you pick your 7 that you want, put in your playlist, and that's your version of the album.
Absolutely facts.
Does it change? You know, like albums I have now where it's like, yeah, there's like, listen, I love Eminem. Eminem's my favorite rapper and like he's my favorite artist to listen to. Like I listen to him all the time. But guess what? Like there's certain songs in the past that like, yeah, I really do love those songs. I don't have them on my playlist though. Because sometimes I'm not always in the mood to hear that compared to other songs of him that I'm always in the mood to hear. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if I want to go out of my way to then listen to a certain song on, you know, Donda that I don't have on my playlist, it doesn't take any of your time of my day to just go to it real quick.
Or, like I said, it's all on your phone.
It's all easy access. So it's like, I don't understand like that criticism. Like, that's just dumb. I just look at it as like the quality of it. And to me, the quality-wise between the two is I think they're both great. I just think Donda's a more like dense thing to take in, mm-hmm. whereas Certified Lover Boy is a lot more easier to digest. It's way more just like again, movie comparison wise, like Certified Lover Boy is more of like that nice blockbuster film, you know what I mean? That movie that just comes out that's like that feel good movie of the year that everyone goes and sees and it's just like a good time, like a Knives Out or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just you can just go to the theater, have a good time with this one. And you can just be out, and everything's, you know, again, a well-made movie. Everybody brought their A game, and it's just, but it's not anything about anything crazy. It's just fun, mm-hmm. You know. Like so, he's got his way too sexy, you know, his fun, but he's also, you know, really delving into some topics of, you know, whether it's like, you know, toxic masculinity and people, mm-hmm. you know, how dudes perceive themselves, stuff like that. But for the most part, it was a fun album. He's spinning his bars. Again, anytime this dude for some reason is in the city and looks at the fucking clock, it's fucking danger. Like,
fact.
Yeah, like, I don't know why. Like, that's just like such a weird thing, but he does it and it's always hilarious. But other than that, though, I personally love Certified Lover Boy. I don't think it's a perfect album, but neither do I think Donda is either. I think they both got their flaws. I think they both are a little bit too long. Like I was shocked when I saw that Drake's was less tracks, but almost like the same amount of time in length.
Yeah, it was over 20 tracks. Yeah, so like.
So it was like.
You know what I'm saying? So Certified had 21, and Donda had 27.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. There's only 6 tracks more.
That's crazy. I thought it was less for some reason. Well, either way, it's like, yeah, it's only 20 minutes, like almost 20 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
So it's like that's still crazy.
I mean, to be fair, both Jesus is Lord are like 8-minute songs. You know.
That's what I'm saying. You cut some of that. Like again, it's still, you know what I mean. It still might be around the same length of time though. Like, so I think they're both a little bit too long. But other than that, like I thought Drake brought it with the bars. I thought, like. I feel like everyone again was like looking for something crazy. I was just looking for for me, just a Drake album that I enjoy. Mm-hmm. It could have been on any level. It could have been Take Care. It could have been Nothing Was the Same. It could have been If You're Reading This Is Too Late. It could have been a So Far Gone. It could have been anything. As long as it was just a good quality Drake album, I didn't care what vein of pocket he was in. It could have been rap. It could have been R&B. It could have honestly, it was a lot more rap than I expected. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty happy with that. So. I'm pretty satisfied. Again, I think both features on both albums all brought it.
I agree. That I agree with.
I actually definitely like Travis's feature on Drake's more than Kanye's actually.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah, I just feel like he was given more time to actually do so. I feel like his verse was so short and praise God compared to with Drake's, he actually had to just do it a little bit more.
That was my first song on the album.
Yeah, same here. That I would say that the 7 a.m. and the Remorse is pretty great.
And the shit with Jay-Z. Oh
yeah, Poppy's Home, obviously. Champagne Poetry, the intro is fire.
Yeah, I thought the intro was fire too.
Yeah, that's it. I was saying I'll give Drake. Drake knows how to intro a fucking album.
That's facts.
He knows how to just get you perfectly in his bag and in his world. Just like that.
It's weird because I guess I'm a little bit the opposite. I thought Drake's album was okay. There's maybe 3 or 4 songs that I really fuck with, but other than that. Because I loved the opening trap, Champagne Poppy. I thought that shit was fire. But honestly, that girls song, I thought that shit was kind of butt. It wasn't for me. The thing is that's what I feel like the album is. The album, I think that's what I first told you. It's a good album. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the simplest way I can put it. You know.
Yeah, I get it. Trust me. There's trust me. When I heard Girls on Girls, I looked at it the same thing as Way Too Sexy. I like it in the sense of I feel like he's leaning into the stupidity of it, and that's the whole thing. Is I think right now it's gonna be a thing that's it's gonna be hate right now. In the next few weeks, it's gonna be nothing but mad memes that even the haters are gonna laugh at and love. Cause all right, at least he gave us all these great memes. So that same thing as Hotline Bling. So that in 5 years from now, when you look back at it. We now look back at Hotline Bling when that shit came out. I remember we were at OC and all you niggas, everybody was shitting on it. I didn't really care about it at the time. All you niggas were shitting on it. I just hated it because y'all kept making fun of me, telling me to fucking do it. Yeah, and I just hated it because you guys all kept yelling at me at the same time. Every time Drake comes out and does something stupid, you guys are all like, "Oh, we gotta record you doing this." Fuck you. But other than that, fucking when Hotline Bling came out, it's everyone made fun of it, and then years later, now we look back at it, it's oh, that was a funny ass moment at that time. Mm-hmm. So it's that's why for me, I like the song Way Too Sexy in the video. Because once I saw the video, I was okay, he's doing it again. So when I hear Girls Want Girls, I think of the video and think of just oh yeah, you're delving into the corny shit.
Word.
And so it's I think that's hilarious. Because you still did it in a way where it's still clever, still funny bars, still clever how you did it. So. That's why I still love it.
All right. So I'm gonna give you a little fun game we're gonna play right now. Kind of, not really. It's just good.
Oh, I also love his track with Kid Cudi.
Facts.
And also, Lil Wayne fucking went insane on You Only Live Twice.
That doesn't surprise me. He's Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? When I first heard that shit, I was like, damn, Lil Wayne is still doing Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Also, I'm really tired of Ty Dolla $ign again bringing the fucking heat on everybody else's project.
But his own. We're.
I also do fuck with No Friends in the Industry. And
I fucked with that song too. That was one of the songs I fucked with.
Again, 21 always bringing it with his fucking with his shit.
I also fucked with Fucking Fans as well.
Fucking Fans is great.
Yeah.
Also All Love with Jay.
Yep, I said that earlier. That was dope.
And obviously Lil Durk and Get Me On with the In the Bible. Fucking yeah. Alright, so what's the game?
It wasn't really a game. I kind of forgot what it was. It's basically like a Certified Lover Boy versus Donda. We're gonna see which one has the upper hand. Well, fuck it. Which one do you think is the better album between the two? Also, before we do that, what would you rate Certified Lover Boy? Forgot to do that. For me,
I don't think I can actually say because of the fact that it's like, okay, like, we're recording this on a Wednesday.
Something like that.
It's been over a week that I've had time to sit with Donda, so I feel more comfortable giving that rating because of how much I loved it off the bat. And the thing is, like, usually with Kanye, again, because it's like, again, with his last few projects, I have not fucked with them at all. In the sense, it's like, so for me to fuck with this one, immediately when I heard it, it's like, okay, I feel more comfortable giving you that rating because of the fact that it's like, no, I know for a fact I have not felt any of his music he's been doing since, so it's like, the fact that this is finally hitting me again, like, I know this is some shit that, like, I can confidently say, like, this is how I feel about it.
Which is the initial rating, your initial reaction. Obviously, your ratings can change as time goes on.
Nah, that's the thing, I can't give one for Drake yet, because, like, I haven't had enough time to sit with it. It hasn't even been a week. Like, I literally haven't even had time to listen to it as much as I would like to, because it was, like, between work and shit.
Mm-hmm. And you already listened to it, so, like, what's your initial reaction?
I don't have one. I don't want to make that, like choice, because it's, like, it's not even about, like, yeah, ratings can change, but it's, like, here's the thing, though, it's, like, I respect, again, like, as like we talked about in this podcast before, I respect, like, creators and artists and stuff. Mm-hmm. And Drake's whole fight, his whole shit has always been the fact that, like, that's the only reason why I think he has any jealousy towards Kanye. Because the fact that it's, like, the one thing Kanye does get off the bat when he does something great is all that praise and love immediately. Like, oh, your shit, like, your first run of 5 albums are certified classics.
Word.
Compared to everyone looks at Drake and is like, oh, does Drake have a classic? Even though the younger generation, stuff like us, we would say he does have certain classics. The older generation looks at it and thinks, does he? So, yeah, for Drake, it's like a thing of, you know, like he said in the song he did with Lil Baby, not on Certified Lover Boy, but on the package he did. You know, when he says, you know, like, you know, I come with a classic, they come back years and say it's a sleeper. Like, that his whole shit is the fact that he gets annoyed that, like, anytime he drops shit that he considers a classic, people just, like, shit on it, but then years later, again, even like Hotline Bling and Views, go back and be like, no, that was a great album. So it's like, that's why I don't want to rate this right now, because it hasn't even been a week yet. People are already trying to say that it's like, it's underwhelming and all this shit. Meanwhile, from what I heard really dope bars. Mm-hmm. I saw this nigga really delving into the marketing of the corniness that he gets into, where it's like, alright, he's making fun of himself. Like, in the video for, like, Way Too Sexy. It's like, he's low-key, like, making fun of himself. And on top of that, still giving you dope-ass bars and a dope beat and a dope song and funny-ass moments where it's like, okay, so can, like, you really hate on him for it? Can you really make fun of himself? It's that Eminem shit, you know what I mean? Like, once I shit on myself and make fun of myself and then I still give you dope shit, you have nothing to do but praise me at that point.
I agree.
So, that's why I just don't want to rate it, because, like, I want more time to sit with it to really figure out what my feelings are in even each song.
No, I feel you.
Compared to, it was like Donda, like, I've already had overtime of a week now to listen to it, and I've been listening to it even more when Certified Lover Boy dropped. I've still been listening to that a lot too. So it's like, I've had time to break down each song with Donda to really figure out how I feel about it. Yeah. Whereas I haven't done that with Drake yet.
Not for you.
So.
Not for that.
And so, but in terms of, like, my feelings, like, I like them both, like, a lot. You know what I mean? Like, again, like, for me, Kanye's, it's a solid 9. In terms of where I rate Drake, I don't know, but it's definitely in that area where I love the album. So.
Even coming from me, like I said, like, the album wasn't for me. I'd give the album off initial a solid 8 out of 10. Maybe like a 7.5. 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Because like I said, it's a good album. It just wasn't for me. You know, so sometimes you gotta take that biasness out of there. Like you're right. He brought the bars, and I like what he's doing. Like, you know what I'm saying. I like how he is making fun of himself. Because how can you make fun of somebody who's making fun of themselves already? Like, it's just you look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, And so like, and I enjoy it. It's very entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, listen to that. I heard that should just drop. Tyler Creator, Maxo Cream.
Oh yeah. So check that out in a bit.
But yeah. So yeah, that's what I would do for Donda and Certified Lover Boy.
Although I think like, I don't know. I actually can't tell public wise right now who's actually winning between the two.
It's from what I've seen, it's very equal. Some people were saying they hate it. Some people, people were just cursing out Kanye shit and loving Certified Lover Boy, and there's a lot of people.
I just personally have seen so much back and forth that it's like I
saying,
can't actually determine like.
That's what I'm saying. Like
is this nigga winning or is this nigga winning?
Who is winning?
Yeah, like I got no idea.
Well, tell us in the comments. What did you like about both albums? Which album did you like more? All that kind of stuff. If anything we missed about any of the albums that you really fucked with, let us know. We love to read that stuff. We don't get a lot of comments.
Or like none.
Well, leave a comment. Tell us how you feel about either Donda or Sort of Love or both, or even any other music that has been out recently that we missed.
Word.
Well,
alright guys, until next time.
Facts.
We'll see you later.
Laters.